Do they choose to live?
Kicking with your boy Ben Hameen.
This way.
Please don't.
Yes. Keep on moving. Yeah.
My name is my name. My name is my name.
Ben Ami.
It's our time today. The right time is here to stay. Stay in my life always. Yellow is the color of sun rays. I hide myself from no one. I know that time will surely come when you be in my life always. Yellow is the color of sun rays. Keep on moving, don't stop. Keep on moving, don't stop. No hands up, keep on moving. Pick luck, but you're always staying. The time will come one day. Keep on moving, don't stop. No.
Ben Ami.
Keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop. No. Keep on moving.
Kicking with your boy Ben Hameen. Please
I know
don't.
the time today. Walking alone in my own way. Extremely cold, rainy day. Friends and I have fun along the way. Yes, we do, yeah. I hide myself from no one. I know the time will really come when you be in my life always. Yellow is the color of sun rays. Keep on moving, don't stop. Keep on moving, don't stop. No hands up, keep on moving. Keep on your way to stay. The time
Ben Ami.
Sometime in our life, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me, we are not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. You won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can feel those other needs that you won't let show. Lean on me, we are not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Boy, you won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean. Oh, oh, oh. Baby. I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been much I really love you. Gonna sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova, Casanova, oh, Casanova, Casanova. Every man deserves a good woman, and I want you to be my wife. Time is so much better spent, baby, with a woman just like you in my life. So let me love you, fill you up inside. I want to hold you, baby. So let me squeeze you. Don't you know that I'll get down on my knees for you, baby? You see, I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? Gonna sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova, Casanova, oh, Casanova, Casanova. She got it going on. She got it going on, get going on. She got it going on.
In-store signing autographs at the mall. Next in line was a fly girl standing tall. Signed my name and said, give me a call, baby. You know, the girl screamed and fainted and landed on the floor. The bodyguard pulled us out the back door. I never saw her anymore. It was an in-store heartbreak. Live at 5, interview for Channel 2. Saw a cutie, thought she was on the TV crew. She said after the show,
I'll be waiting for you.
cool. After the show, she got in the car and wanted to see. Her dad was the driver of the limousine. I didn't know she was only 13. Was a young girl heartbreak. People think we don't get lonely, but they're far away from home. Well, many 20,000 people, but then they go home. We're alone and talk to another city where everybody knows my name. But when I meet that perfect honey, is it me she wants or is it my baby? In a stage and he was grooving. The beat was hard and the girls were moving. There she was, 34 centigrade and she was cold. Last note of the last song, house lights up, they came on. I went and looked, she was gone. There was a third row heartbreak. People think our life is easy and they think we got it made, but we're living under pressure just to be on top and to give it the best that we can give you and to never let it down. We keep striving for perfection. Any heartbreak is coming to your town. I'm strength, boy. Yo, peep this. She got it going on. She got it going on.
Ben,
She got it going on. She was covered. She got it going on. She got it going on. Get going on. She got it going on. You know, can't stop. I can't stop. I feel getting on you, you're getting on me, we're getting on we, girl. Can't stop. I can't stop. I feel getting on you, you're getting on me.
Boy, Ben Hameen.
it, 3 in a row and sit back, relax, and listen to a pro. As I start going, blowing, flowing, showing, and moving MCs that I'm the capital H of evil. I this is my yard, and man, get my person. No discontent because I'm all about pleasing. You like my style? I'm buck wild, I'm bananas, I'm out of hand, extravaganza was the plan. So can you dig it, man?
With your boy Ben Hameen.
That's evermore.
Act like what you say.
then maybe I would see. You know you always blows my mind. I'm gonna get that girl and do it right this time. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray my Lord my soul to keep. If I sit down before I wake, I pray my Lord my soul to take. You be saying daddy to me, but please don't hurt me. This is my first experience, baby. Make it feel alright. Don't worry, baby. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, baby. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, girl.
When I lay you down tonight and I squeeze and hold you tight, everything will feel alright. Don't be afraid, baby. When you start to scratch and moan and your problems all long gone, let it happen right now. Don't be afraid, girl.
Now I have you all to myself. You can put all the other guys all on the shelf. No need to run and no need to hide. All the doors are locked, baby, and I have you inside. You can yell and you can.
You are now listening to For All Nerds Show, a podcast about geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. For All Nerds is hosted by DJ Ben Amin and Tatiana Keene Jones. For All Nerds Show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
For All Nerd Show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/forallnerds.
Welcome to the Fan Bros, the show where the bros are fans. Doodle. And what's up, y'all? And welcome to another episode of the For All Nerds Show. The voice of the urban geek, the podcast where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. I flip you for real. It's your boy, DJ Ben Amin, sitting in the captain's chair, as always, a.k.a. Bernie Slanders, a professor and Mary Jane, Quentin Quarantino, toss a coin to your ninja, Charlie Brownish, light work, you got me. Here in the captain's chair, For All Nerds,
Yes.
where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. I said that once, I'm going to say it twice. And as always, I'm joined by
Tatiana Keene, the Grand Duchess of Tech, also known as Flex Luthor, Ned Slanders, Gucci Mane DeLorean, Lambo Calrissian, and Sean Jean-Luc Picard, but not to be outdone, the Ting of the North.
There we go. There we
There we
go.
go.
Yeah, you got to always have the one with the sound effect. Shout outs to our super producer, Mr. Luna. Listener, Light Luna.
We got to give you an AKA, bro.
Yeah, light work. It's light work.
Light work Luna, yeah.
Yeah, light work Luna right there.
I just realized we're the Slanders brothers, right? Like, if I'm
We are
Ned
the-
and you
yes,
Bernie,
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
All
we
right.
are. Yep, Slanders.
All right.
I'm also Ready Hater 1, you know.
Again, one of my favorite AKAs on the planet, bro.
And speaking of Ready Hater 1, I had a chance to see Mortal Kombat.
You didn't
Everyone
like
had a
it?
chance to see because it's out on HBO Max. I
Right.
ain't getting no preview.
But I
ain't
haven't
nothing
seen
like that.
it.
You ain't
so
seen it yet.
You can't spoil it. Not that it's going to be much.
There
to
ain't
spoil, but
much
you
to be
cannot
spoiled.
Spoil it.
Niggas
Or-
get served.
And there's other people who haven't seen it yet because it came out like 4 days ago.
Yeah, just dropped Friday. So we
Yeah.
won't spoil anything. This will be our no spoiler thoughts on my. I'm not doing it again.
You gotta do the music. Wait, Luna, you gotta do the music. The doom, 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 doom. The little 90s music. Yeah. All right. So Ben. Oh no, you gotta do the Zemo. All right. Ben, what you think about Mortal Kombat? 2021, starring Eggs and everybody else.
Louis Tan, shout out, starring our brother Louis Tan in the lead role.
What up, Louis Tan?
Friend of the show.
And getting able to actually show off his acting chops as well as his martial arts chops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I will say that I remember when they first announced this, I was like, who cares why we're doing this? And then every time they released more information about it, I started getting hyped.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks like the game, like the newer game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really got into it. And then that last trailer that popped off a few weeks back, I was like, oh, I'm completely game. I'm first in line. And then I didn't even see it yet. But the fact is, I'm still excited for it. But what did you think, Ben?
I thought it was
what?
Okay. Whenever they fighting and stuff, it's awesome.
Okay.
Beyond that, it drags. You know what I mean? It's clunky. It's clunky. That's the thing. The script is clunky. That's what I'll say. There's a lot of just unnecessary. I don't know if this is in the game, but explanation for why these people have powers. There's a lot of that, and
I mean, there's stories around.
I know
that
mad
explain
stories,
things, right?
yeah.
And I think they are just trying to make sense. But you didn't care about how these people got powers. I care.
None of it. No, you don't. You won't in this.
I mean, I care about how Sub-Zero came to be, how Scorpion came to be. Get over here! Like
that
I care
part is
about all
actually
that.
interesting. There's actually the intro to the movie.
The
a lot
first
of people
7
seen.
minutes.
Yeah,
Everyone saw it because of us. Remember one of the
there
people
you
who
go.
dropped it?
Yep. It's fucking incredible, and that scene goes on for a little bit longer than even the first 7 minutes, and all of that's incredible.
Yeah.
And then it moves to the present, and it just kind of, it's. I feel like it's just taking a lot of time to get to why they're fighting. And this is kind of like a prequel to the big fight. Even though there's a lot of fights in this. And when they're fighting.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, to the actual mortal, battle between Earth Realm and Other Realm or whatever realm. But when they're actually throwing down in this one, they throw down.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, Eggs gets his arms,
Well, we know how Jax comes to be.
We know that all right, this is not a spoiler. Jax has metal arms, and you get to see his arms be removed in this movie. So that alone was worth the admission for me. I mean, seeing this man get served with just I won't spoil that part because it was comedy.
What got
Pure
me,
comedy.
His name's McCad Brooks. We're using his name from True Blood, but
yes.
But what got me hype about this is seeing someone stabbed with their own blood.
I
was just like,
that goes down. Sub-Zero does a lot of grimy shit in this film. Sub-Zero is not
nigga.
It's not to be played with. Louis Tan is there. His action is dope. His character is, once again, part of this clunkiness.
Is he even like a actual Mortal Kombat character? Or is he somebody else?
No. And and
I still want to see it. I'm still hyped.
You got to see it because, like I say, when they're fighting, it's dope. They got my man Cabal up in there. They got Kano. They got
Raiden.
Raiden, but Raiden ain't really throwing down. You know what I mean?
They got Sonya.
They got my man with the hat. I can't remember his name.
That's Raiden, the one with the
the man who throws his hat with the metal hat. He was in Mortal Kombat 2. He was my man. He's actually Kung Lao's cousin, but I cannot remember his name right now. But he throws the hat.
Kung Jin?
Maybe that dude's fire.
Kung Jin is the younger cousin of Kung Lao.
There we go. Yeah, that man throws his hat. He was in Mortal Kombat 2, the game. I remember that. He was lovely. I used to whoop.
Sonya Blade's in there. Oh,
Sonya
yeah,
Blades.
that dude with the hat, with the metal hat. Yeah,
Yeah, with the flying guillotine. Shout out to the flying guillotine movie. Yeah, so that was, he was dope. Sonya Blade's dope. All the fighting is dope. It's just everything else is kind of...
She seems very basic to me. She's always seemed basic to me. What about, and Kalina in there?
Melina, one of them is in there.
Melina.
Melina's in there, and she there.
Okay. But so would you
the fatalities are awesome. Some of them are, hilarious. Like, pure comedy.
So would you recommend would you recommend Mortal Kombat on HBO?
Yes. I mean, it's on HBO Max. If you got HBO Max, turn that joint on. Get roasted. You know what I mean? You got to be roasted. This is definitely a movie of, inebriation. Of some form or another. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Well, I heard it did very, very, very well. So there's probably going to be a sequel. So
I can see it.
maybe they will work on, as you say, the clunkiness and of the script, and maybe focus in even more of the fighting, or just tighten up the story part a little bit. Because also they probably want to avoid just being called just something that's just about fighting. But then again, this is Mortal Kombat. Like that's what I expect. I expect fatalities. I expect fatalities. I expect friendship sometimes.
Yeah,
I expect this stuff.
I think there was some friendships. I'm not sure if there was a babality, but the fatalities were ridiculously great. Like, man, they... like there was a couple where, you see a couple and you're like, oh, they really go... Oh, this is awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. I'm still, like I said, I'm still excited to watch.
The one with the buzzsaw, that's all I'll say. That's my fave. That one was like, woo. Yeah.
Like, to me, Mortal Kombat is one of those things, like, it just like, just in the vein of stuff like Fast and Furious, where it's just like, I really don't care all the, like, the details about what's going on.
There you
like,
go.
I just want to see the ridiculousness. So
yeah. But Fast and Furious does a better job with the non-ridiculousness. That's what I'm saying.
Some storyline.
But they've also had like 10 of them shits to get it together.
They're also going into space. So I'm just like...
there you go. So maybe by like Mortal Kombat 5, this will become one of the greatest series of all time. We'll be sitting here talking about the family in Mortal Kombat, and how they brought this dude back from the dead after he was cut in half from the first one.
Stabbed you with your own blood.
There's definitely some people who took L's that I need to see resurrected in the later one. I'll say that. I was trying to like, word, you just don't murk my mans like that, like, cause they murk a few cats, like, yeah. A few people I like too, like, like pretty much all the characters I really like got murked.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I say. I didn't, it did not. They splurged on the murking, you know what I mean? They didn't stimp out on the murks.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can't. Like, that's the mainstay. That's the centerpiece of all of this. And if you F that up, then I don't care anymore. It's
they
not
did not.
Kombat.
No, they splurged on the mercs.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
all
definitely did that.
Shout out to everybody who participated in our Black Lady Sketch Show promo. We are giving away, or we have in hand some Eden Body Works gift cards, the digital gift cards. Last week, we put up a post, and this is why you're supposed to be following us on socials at ForAllNerds, because you missed out on your chance to potentially win this, okay? And also, if you're part of our Patreon page, you might get a little something as well. I'm just saying. Patreon.com/ForAllNerds. So we're going to be announcing the winners of those gift cards on social, so be on the lookout for that. Also, shout out to everyone who has helped get views from the 616. That's at views from 616 on the Twitters. Over 1K followers. Woo! Thank you, everyone, for your support. Be sure that if you haven't finished The Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet, that you do that and then listen to our podcast. We are still talking a lot about it. We are still doing our analysis and deep dives and talking amongst each other. And we may be putting together a little something very soon, maybe something that might pop out next week, next Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. Just saying. We'll
that
see.
Sounds like an announcement.
Or it may not happen, but you never know.
Something will happen on Monday at 1 p.m. on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's Views Day, baby.
That's
Views
what I mean?
Day.
Yeah,
that day don't stop.
But
we might need to move that time later for Loki. I think we need to discuss
that. We did get a couple of people. Shout out to George Carmona that asked if we can move the time a little bit later when we do our next show review, just because, again, people on the West Coast and also some people who are, even people on the East Coast who are still at work. I mean, we have so many people who are at work watching the show and taking like 2-hour lunch breaks, and we love you for it. But
don't get fired.
Don't get fired. We do need you, so we're gonna help you out and try to move it down a bit so we can incorporate everybody and just make it a little bit easier on your time. Thank you to everyone who has hit us up on the TeePublic. That's our merch store, teepublic.com/stores/ForAllNerds. You see, Ben Amin is wearing the Lawanda and Division shirt. Shout out to Mr. Morris55. And also, I'm wearing the incredible Inclusion is Revolution t-shirt. Thank you to Chrissy Chung, artist extraordinaire. Thank you to everyone who has, again, like I said, hit up that page and bought all sorts of merch, from t-shirts to masks to phone covers to pillows. We love you. We salute you. We see the pictures coming in. Y'all look beautiful. Keep sending us pictures. If y'all bought merch, wear it, put it on your head, put it on your face. I don't know. Send us a picture so we can see it, please. We want to see y'all rocking this stuff. And thank you for everyone who is loving the Views from 616 logo. That shit is fire. I'm really happy about that. I know Ben Ami is looking for, I think he has the mask right there. Some other stuff going on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at that beautiful mask, man.
Ooh,
Look at that. Look
let
at
me
that.
Put it on for these hoes.
Yes. And I'm saying look at that because you're supposed to be watching us too. Twitch.tv/ForAllNerds, as I said before, so you can see our beautiful faces. You can see the beautiful colors and the masks and all that other stuff. Also, because you're on Twitch, that means you are following us, because that's the only way you can even chat in the first place. If you can, please also subscribe. One thing I've never said on this show that I need to remind everybody, if you have Amazon Prime, you actually get a free subscription to any Twitch channel of your choice every month, meaning every month you have to resubscribe. You can use that to subscribe to For All Nerds. Boom, right there for the free. So make sure you do that. And make sure you are looking at our schedule, because every Wednesday we have our gaming editor, Uncolored Page, or Uncolored P, as he is known there, holding down gaming. Again, twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. And look at that beautiful purple Urkel Views from the 616 t-shirt. I love it. And make sure you are following us on our YouTube, because if you miss the live streams of our shows, that is okay, because we put them up on our YouTube page, youtube.com/ForAllNerdsTV, where you can find all of our interviews we've ever done, along with some original content. And you get to watch our new show that is co-sponsored by Black Girl Creates. It's called Things We Imagine. It is led and hosted by Portia P. You know Portia from our Game of Thrones recaps and other shows, including Lovecraft Country.
Safe Negro Pod.
Castle Black. And Bayana, again from Black Girl Creates. This is an interview series that features fantasy, sci-fi creators, creative of color, lots of just prominent women in the forefront. And it's just, I love this series. Like, I love what they're talking about. I love all the book recommendations. So if you're a big book reader, definitely watch this series. Again, it's on our YouTube, youtube.com/ForAllNerdsTV.
There you go. Make sure you get some of that. Like she said, we are all over there. We got the Twitch popping. Very soon we'll have Tatiana on there. Very soon.
Record.
Yeah,
very soon. I
You're
know
on
he's
the
sick of me,
record,
y'all. I know y'all sick of me, but it's happening.
It's happening
I have
very
it.
soon.
I have everything.
We're hoping and praying.
Yeah. That being said, we have some special guests today. We have an interview. We are interviewing some people involved in this project, little project. It's actually really an amazing project. I'm just being funny. But this major project called All Caps. It is all about MF Doom. It's a free mini webcomic. You've probably seen it already. If not, go to our Instagram. That's instagram.com/ForAllNerds, and you can see these beautiful pages from this webcomic. We will be talking to the publisher, creator, and writer Troy Jeffrey Allen, as well as senior editor Crown, also known as MechaCon. So make sure y'all stay tuned for an amazing interview. The Emmy-nominated HBO original series, A Black Lady Sketch Show, is back. Don't miss all new episodes of the hilarious sketch comedy series featuring creator Robin Thede, Ashley Nicole Black, Gabrielle Dennis, Lacey Mosley, Sky Townsend, and tons of celebrity guests. And to celebrate, we're giving away Eden Body Works gift cards. Watch A Black Lady Sketch Show Fridays at 11 p.m. on HBO and streaming on HBO Max. Welcome back, fam. You know we bring you the best in geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. And as usual, we are bringing you some fire because today we're bringing you some of the crew involved in All Caps, a visual interpretation of the MF Doom sound. As you know, Daniel DeMille, rest in power, may be gone, but MF Doom lives on. This is the true story of the supervillain determined to beat the world. And with us today, we have publisher, creator, and writer Troy Jeffrey Allen, as well as senior editor Maya Williams, also known as Crown. She is the executive manager of Amanya Enterprises, and we're going to talk some more about who they are and what they are doing when it comes to All Caps. First of all, thank y'all both so much for coming to the spaceship. What's up?
What's up?
Thank you.
Excellent. So I gave a little bit of an introduction, but can you just please give the people a little bit more by way of who you are, what you do, and also where you're from?
You want to go first, Crown? No, okay. Yeah, my name is Troy Jeffrey Allen. I am a lot of things, but I'm definitely a comic book nerd first and foremost. I wrote MF Doom All Caps. I co-publish with my partner Nick Allen, a company called Rexco, and I'm also the content marketing manager for Diamond Comics Distribution, which means I handle pretty much everything you see on Prevsworld.com at some point has to pass my desk, and I also produce videos for Prevsworld.com. So that's the short version of my story.
Excellent. Crown?
Peace, everybody. This is Crown. I am founder of MechaCon, Midwest Ethnic Convention for Comics and Arts, a national and global traveling comic book convention, international film festival, artist residency program, dope ass problematic clubhouse, as well as an executive manager to many egos in the comics and film space. Lucky to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely. And I can definitely attest to that. We've known each other for a long time, and you've had me in your clubhouse room. Like you said, your clubhouse room is cool. Don't say it's problematic. I'm sure
Problematic shit. We chill in my club.
Yeah.
Not clarifying.
Yeah. But no, I have a good time there. And like you said, with MechaCon, everything you've been involved in. I mean, you've been involved in this comic space for years upon years, and definitely want to make sure people give you your flowers and give you your props for this. But like we said, we're here to talk about everything All Caps. The only thing I asked in the beginning that neither of you answered, where are you from?
Oh, I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I currently live in Columbia, Maryland.
Okay, DMV, I see you.
Yeah. I don't know if I can rep the DMV, actually, if I'm in Columbia, though.
Maryland, DC, Maryland, Virginia, you could rep it.
See, there's a limit to that, though, because this is what people don't tell you. It's like once you get past a certain point in Virginia, you can't call it the DMV anymore. Virginia's way too big for that. I feel the same thing for Maryland, but
Facts.
yeah. See, there you go, backed it up, right? Exactly.
Definitely. Most of Virginia, F that.
Most of Virginia.
Yeah,
now,
once
right?
you get past Pentagon City, I don't really mess with you no more.
That's so true. As we start getting into the racist territory, that's when things get too real.
Lord have
And
mercy.
that's on Mumbo Sauce.
Yeah.
Crown, tell everybody where you from.
I'm from the land of Jay Dilla, aka Detroit. Proudly living here, raised in the suburbs, but I pretend I'm from the D because I do more for Detroit than half the niggas that's raised here. So I claim Detroit till I die.
Hey, okay. I always gotta sing "It's So Cold in the D" anytime someone says they from Detroit. That's just that's you gotta sing that song. I feel like you can't get away with that. So, all right. So, as we read All Caps, really love the art. Very colorful, very expressive. What you said is a kind of a visual interpretation of MF Doom sound. So there's characters there that are people that he's worked with, I don't want to give it away. I want people to look at it too. But there's some cool people in there. Like I see Major Lazer was in there, a few others. And just how did you get the crew together to even come up with this webcomic?
That was Crown. That was all Crown. Like I gotta give her credit. Like I had an idea and I knew exactly the type of story I wanted to tell. But when it came down to just, anchoring people to get on this, Crown was one of the first people I talked to. Was like, I think I want to do this. I'm not too sure. I was being an artist, Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just being like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I want to do this, all this other crap. And then Crown was like, no, like, you should do this. And I know exactly who should draw it. I know exactly who should letter it. I know exactly who should color it. And don't tell her this, but she was right. I said it very low. I said it very low so she doesn't hear it. But yeah, she hooked it up. And like, I gotta say, like, the book looks phenomenal. Like, Smack killed it, Luis Guerrero killed it, Darren Bennett killed it on the letters. Like, it looks great. So
Okay. And of course, Crown, you just had these people in your back pocket. Like, you just knew this is the true crew to put together. Just do what I say, and everything will go good.
I mean, basically, it's the flex of a Black woman. So that's what we do. We know everything, and everyone abides. We wish. But yeah, there, all people in my network. I have a steroid-sized network of different people in every aspect of comics and animation. So I knew what specific people would work and be strategic in having them on this project, and luckily it all came together as I was hoping that it would, so Troy wouldn't be mad at me for being overbearing. Luckily it did work out, so here we are.
I can't say shit.
I was gonna say, how has the experience been? But I mean, I feel like you've been whipped into shape, Troy, so I think it's been a great experience.
I mean, it's been an experience, like I mean, look, there's always going to be that self-doubt, like, as you're going through this process, right? Like, I mean, especially with, making something about someone who just passed away.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of conversation and a lot of like nail biting about like, oh, is this going to be the right time to do this? Will people view it as this? Will they say it's exploitive? Like, what is the right mode? What is the right avenue to give this to people so that it doesn't appear like it's coming off as we're exploiting his legacy, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was always a conversation. That was always, I think, the main point of anxiety putting this together, but everything else was smooth as eggs. Like, it just worked,
And I imagine that understanding or that idea of not wanting to feel exploitative is why you made it a free webcomic.
Yes, absolutely.
As opposed
100%.
to selling it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have people asking like, hey, can we get a print version? Can we get a print version? Can we get a print version?
Can we donate?
My IG is like, the comments are just like, everybody's asking me that. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable doing that just because, we did this as a tribute and it's free to the internet for a reason. And I feel like once you start printing it, I feel like it starts to become, I don't know, then it becomes like finances kind of factor in. And I didn't want that to be the thing here. So.
And why the fuck niggas want 6 pages printed? Can we ask that? Like,
because it's good.
They
like,
want the
whatever.
tangible.
Good. Yeah.
They'll be all right.
It's like the joints you get on Free Comic Book Day. They give away 6 pages all day on that. So. Yeah.
But don't they put them all together though in other stuff?
What about the little ashcan? You can make a little ashcan of it, a little manga joint. There's ways. There's ways if you want to get your little 6 pages on.
Yeah, we really wanted to do it for free for multiple reasons. Not only so we don't get fined, right, or we don't get sued. Not only so the city of Detroit doesn't come after Crown because I'm heavy in the hip hop community here. It's for many reasons. Like, we don't want people to look like, oh, we trying to cash out on somebody's death, right? It was for spiritual reasons. Like, I didn't want anybody to think that we were doing it for the wrong reasons because we honestly were not, right? But if it looked like we were, then, everybody was going to think that we were. And we didn't do it for the wrong reasons. We literally did it for the love of Dilla and for the love of comics. So that was the reason why we wanted it only 6 pages. It also got out faster. It got out. It was done faster. It was easier to get artists to stop what they were doing in the middle of other projects to like, here, do this real quick and, take care. It was many strategic reasons on why we A, had it for free and why we B, had it only 6 pages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How far back do y'all go as fans of Doom?
Me? Oh, shit. Long time. I'm from Detroit. Dilla and Doom go, they go hand in hand here. Like, literally go hand in hand. Like, it's, it's boom bap. So, I've always listened to Doom. I've always loved the hell out of Doom. So.
Actually, I'm glad you said it's boom bap because I made it a point to make sure we get that sound effect in the comic too. That's
Hmm.
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, no, actually, I can pinpoint exactly. I was in high school. It was like probably my last year of high school, and I had a buddy who's like, he wanted to be a rapper. He actually makes some pretty good music, but he put me on to MF Doom and he put me on to Jean Grey, like simultaneously. And he's like, "You like comics and shit, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, listen to this," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is where it's at." And like, the first thing I got was Operation Doomsday and Taco Day by Jean Grey. Those are two things he gave me. And once I found that, this is during the Napster, what was the other one? LimeWire days, right?
LimeWire.
So
Oh yeah.
That was my
yeah,
joint.
The old P2P days. Yeah.
P2P days, exactly. So it was just like, I'm downloading all this. I don't like just all the remixes, all the different versions. Like I want all of it. Like I don't care what it is. Like I found Nas versus MF Doom. Like I found like a Christmas album. Like it was all sorts of stuff. And you can never get tired of it when it's like at that level, you know?
Mm,
Mm.
that's real. So this webcomic released back on 420. It had like a really great response online. I did see across even from our socials and other people's socials throughout that week, like a lot of people, they just really good feedback in general. So I mean, we said that it's a visual interpretation of MF sound, but like, what was the overall message you wanted to get across above just the sound? Like, what was the goal? What do you hope that people glean from reading and kind of consuming this webcomic?
One of the big things going into this is that I did want to visualize the sound, but then I didn't really understand how deep that went until I started doing my research. And I
Okay.
came across this old Red Bull Music Academy interview that Doom did. It was like an hour long. Like I swear to God, it's like the longest I've heard him talk on anything. And in the interview, he talks about how, look, like when I got into hip hop, like they were on the radio. There was no MTV. You know what I mean? You didn't know what these dudes look like. You didn't know what these women look like. You know what I mean? Like you just went off of whatever the DJ said was their name, and that was it. You know? And so his whole thing was, it's not about what it looks like. It's about what it sounds like. And of course, this comes on the heels of his brother's death and how the hip hop industry treated him after his brother's death. So all that stuff factors into that as well. But I thought that was kind of an amazing point that like I never would have came to on my own. Even with me wanting to visualize the comic, like I never would have came to that on my own. And I thought it was kind of interesting because he kind of really lived that, for the most part. You know, look, there are pictures of him in real life, right? But I mean, when you really were supposed to see him, you only saw him with the mask, right? Like that was the gimmick and that was it. And I think there's a lot of layers there. Like, I mean, you could really get into like all sorts of things. So you can talk about the nature of hip hop and how it shifted from that. By the time I joked earlier in one of our other interviews, like by the 90s, it was Mason Puff Daddy dancing in red trash bags. It was very showy. You know what I mean? Like it was just very much like for appearances in a lot of ways. And there's nothing wrong with that stuff, but it was very much, meant to show out.
I do
all
say,
in the videos.
Right.
yeah, but I
Producer
feel
in the video, DJ in the video, like everybody's in the video, whole crew. I was just watching the East Coast Family video, and like it's just Michael Bivins' entire crew. That's it. My bad. What were you about to say, man?
I would also say though that hip hop has always been that. Like the very first guys came out in distro suits. It's always been a very it wasn't on TV, but it's always been a full on extravaganza, and that goes back to even before hip hop. But there's a whole argument to be made there about the whole cooning and whether or not it's cooning or it's just black people being expressive, and that's something big, And but I also know where Doom was coming from because I go back with him to KMD when he was in KMD before he was MF Doom. So yeah, it was definitely a revelation.
No, I totally hear you on that. Like, I mean, like, look, black people are going to show out. That's what we do. You know what I mean? Like, we express ourselves in our fashion and our music. Like, everything becomes an extension of us, right? But I do understand the logic that, like, when you're coming up in the 80s and, you hear, like, Boogie Down Bronx for the first time, like, you're hearing it on the radio and you're just like, what is this? You know what I mean? And how that captures your attention. And then, like, there's this progression of how extreme that gets over the years. Like, it kind of goes from like, okay, we're going to be rocking Adidas and Kangols, you know, and like show out that way. But now it's like everyone's doing a Super Bowl halftime special now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I totally understand what you mean, though.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that was the whole point. That was the whole concept behind it. And like I said, it does have layers. Like you said about like you can get into cooning, you can get into like how social media currently is, where like people are doing things for clout and not really for substance. Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yep.
It has so many layers to it. And I was like, there's a lesson there that encompassed so many other lessons. And I was like, I have to use this in the story. I have to. So that became the entire basis for it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I would say that, at least from what I've seen, I feel like MF Doom really bridged the gap between generations. Like, from people who've been in the hip hop scene from the time it came out to like even the younger kids who is like out now doing a new thing. I'm curious, just from both you and Crown, you Troy, like, what are your thoughts in how you can continue to build those connections and bridge any gaps that may still be there between the generations when it comes to hip hop?
Fuck them kids. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Sorry, I've been saying that all week. I don't know why I've been saying that. Just been saying that all week.
That's not gonna work.
No, it's not gonna work. But I know you're playing. But also, like even our show, For All Nerds, like we have generations of people. Like we got recently, like we got a note from someone just thanking us for what we were doing, saying that they've been listening to us since they were in high school, which means like they're now in college. So just to have that understanding that, like, even through your art, like even through this comic and potential other projects, like you're helping to tell this story. So I'm just curious, like, what do you think? And I know it's not fuck them kids, but what do you think about that? And I would love to hear from both of you.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I've gone to schools on behalf of Diamond, like to like promote Free Comic Book Day. Like kids, like no, like this is something's going on. I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't even be into reading if it wasn't for comics. So I understand, like the bridging the gap. And I think that that's truthfully that's something that like has shifted for me
Yeah.
because when I first started making comics in like '08, like all my stuff was like I'm going to drop every f-bomb, every like curse word I can. I'll be as like outrageous, outlandish. And then like you get a little bit older, you're like, well, look, not only do you want a wider audience for this, right, but you also want this to be accessible to any number of
Yeah.
potential readers. And so like so I've scaled that back and like considerably from where I started. But yeah, it's just a matter of I feel like this comic in itself, like there's probably a whole generation of kids that just never even heard of MF Doom. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like all they know is Bad Bunny or whoever, you know what I mean? And like that's it for them. So like it's kind of one of those things where if you stumble across this on the internet, you get a little bit of a hip hop education. So maybe that's something. Hopefully that's something.
Okay.
And what
you,
about you,
Crown?
Crown? Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think we could bridge the gap between the generations when it comes to hip hop and comics?
Through education, definitely adding hip hop to education, to elementary school, middle school, not just high school, but definitely high school. Because for a lot of people, that's the last stop, right? And
Right.
there's nothing wrong with it being the last stop because college isn't for everybody. But you want to make sure that you instill the history of music into students because art is so important. And here in Detroit, we have a high school called DSA, Detroit School of Arts. That's where Leah graduated from. She actually was the first graduating. She was the first graduating class. And it's the sixth floor all arts high school. And they definitely incorporate all aspects, all genres of hip hop. And I wish that was taught more in other schools in other states. Like they have DJing, they have beat making, and it's not just like, oh, it's just like one class for 2 weeks. It's like all year long. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
it's like you learn English, you learn Spanish, you learn turntables. Like it's a whole last thing. So
Wow.
I think that that's very important. And since the first year of MechaCon, I've had hip hop every single solitary year. As far as the ones that I have here in Detroit, it's very important to me to incorporate hip hop in these babies because it's developmental. It's super important to develop a child's mind through
Mhm.
science, technology, mathematics, economics, agriculture, and all things art. So it's super important to me.
That's really cool. I wish I could go to school like that. Like, could you just imagine?
Yeah, it's a whole flex. School dope as hell. Shout out to DSA.
Wow, wow. Well, I hope we actually you actually enlighten some people who live in the area that can potentially hit up that school and see if they could go, because I didn't even know that existed. That's wild.
Yep.
Wow. So with this, this project came out, like I said, really good reception, and just it seems like, it feels like this is coming straight from your heart when it comes to just the legacy of MF Doom. And can you just tell me, like, what about him? Like, what do you cherish the most about MF Doom?
I just did a panel this past weekend, and I kind of realized this as I was saying it. I was like, oh, actually, this is 100% true. Uh, this is like blurred culture before there was a blurred culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what MF Doom is. Like before there was a name for it, this is what that was. And that kind of was an interesting transition for me because I grew up with hip hop. Like my sister had an older sister. She used to watch jukebox all the time. I got really into it after her, because of her in some cases. Like I joke that I used to work, I went from cross colors to gangster rap flannel. Like that was like, that was a transition for me. You know what I mean? But it wasn't about that life at all, but still, like, it just, that was a transition. And but it wasn't until that introduction to Operation Doomsday, that introduction to Jean Grey, that introduction to Little Brother, that introduction to Mos Def, like that introduction to Aesop Rock, any of those people, like that's where I kind of felt like, okay, I already am hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't have to emulate MC Hammer or Snoop Dogg. Like, you know what I mean? I can be either one of these things. I can be whatever I want to be, and it's still a representation of hip hop. So that's what MF Doom did. Like that was the transition for me to make me understand, like, okay, yeah, this is all encompassing, and it's not just one thing.
Okay. Crown, what do you cherish most, or miss most about MF Doom? Oh, you're on mute.
Oh yeah, you're on mute, Crown.
His balance, his humbleness and his arrogance, his incognito, his not feeling the need to be flashy with jewelry and cars and shit, even when he did finally start getting money, right? Because he was broke as fuck for a long time. We know that. But he also did have moments when he did have money, and he still didn't focus on that. He focused on the craft. He focused on the art. He focused on substance. He didn't care about all the extra shit. He didn't care if people knew what he looked like and all of that. So that's what I cherish most about him, is his balance of his spirit. Because I think that's very needed right now in art. So I'm not one of those people that say, this all hip hop now is whack. I don't do all this shit. There's some fire ass shit coming out right now.
Thank you.
To focus on, right?
Yeah.
What I do miss is the energy of the 90s, like the knowledge of self era. You can still be flashy, but what are you flashing with? Are you wearing some Batik bones, or you wearing somebody from Italy pants and shoes and stuff? So I'm all about balance, and all of that is very needed right now in this new genre of music and art as a whole. So that's what I love about Doom. Doom was very balanced. He was super, super balanced with his energy.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I think y'all found an incredible balance with the team. I mean, obviously we have the both of you. There's also the illustrator, Sean Anthony Mack, letterer, Daron Bennett. Is it Daron or Darren? Darren Bennett. And I mean, and a lot more people. So, I mean, are we going to see more from this team now that you have this established webcomic? Are we going to get more in the future? What's going on?
And people have been joking. I've heard a couple people already call him Crown Nick Fury. So
I mean, it's not far from the truth.
All right. She's like, get your crew, So I mean, look, in terms of company to keep, this ain't bad company to keep. Like I see it like that, Smack's a really cool, very humble guy. Luis is super talented, and like,
One of the coldest
yeah,
colorist breathing by
yeah,
far.
What's his full name?
Luis
Louis
Guerrero.
Guerrero.
Luis
Louis.
Guerrero,
It's
sorry.
Louis Guerrero. He's mostly in mainstream, but he started in indie, so he always pulls up for me and other Black indie comic creators because it was the Negroes that helped him get where he was at, and he always reminds me of that. He always tells me, he was like, white people didn't care about me, Crown. They didn't care about me. I was like, well, we give a fuck about you, bro. So yeah, pull up. So he's one of the coldest. He works for Marvel, DC, Skybound, everybody you could possibly think of. Lewis is one of the top colorists in the industry right now. So shout out to Lewis.
Yeah. Like when she was showing me like just his colors, just trying to convince me like this was the guy. And I didn't have anybody in mind. Like she was just trying to show me like this is who I'm talking about. She starts, I'm thinking she's gonna break out like, some couple of indie books and I'll be impressed. She's like Thor. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Like issue number one, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like she came in swinging, so can't hate on it. And Darren is like also another tremendous talent. Like I didn't,
Eisner nominated.
yeah. Like, sent the pages to him once, said this is what I want.
Yeah.
And didn't even have to send it back. Done deal.
Yeah. No, a very extremely accomplished team. As I was looking at the rundown, I'm just like, well, damn. Like, no, Nick Fury for real. Nicole Fury, shit. Like
Nicole Fury, there you go.
Come on. All right. And then also for those who haven't seen the webcomic yet, can they get access?
I mean, it's everywhere. Like it's on Crown's feed, it's on my feed, it's on all our feed. Yeah, it's yeah, if you follow any of us, I've got a pin to the top of my page. I'm sure it's like at the top of Crown's page, Darren's page, Lewis's page, Smack's page.
You have your website.
Yeah, your website. Okay.
Yeah, I have my website, which is it's in the beginning stages. That's why I kind of like keep leaning off of it a little bit. But like, yeah, createtheculture.today. The full comics there, especially if you want a high res, like nice quality version, just so you can see exactly what we're talking about in terms of quality. Like, yeah, they're just like the colors really pop.
It's on Hip Hop Marvels. It's on
Party Nerds, Hip Hop Marvels.
Party Nerds. It's on the Nerds of Color. It's on Complex. It's on a whole bunch of shit because, like, just like I send it to y'all, I send it to like 9 million people. So, thank everybody for pulling up for me all the time. I always appreciate it in full. So thank you, especially Black media, because Black media is always more important to me than anybody else's when it comes to Black content. So I always appreciate when my people say yes, because everybody don't say yes. Everybody
nope.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And we appreciate you reaching out to us. All right. Well, you both have survived the interview with For All Nerds, which means we got to take you through the BRAP segments. BRAP, that is our usually quick question and answer segment. We're going to give you some choices. We just want you to choose between the two. We might ask you why, but we're just going to throw it at you. You ready?
All right.
Okay.
All right. The first question, Luke Cage or Black Panther?
Huh.
Go first.
Are you gonna be? I already know what Crown's answer is going to be, and it's not going to be what you want. You know what? Like, I got to be honest with you, Luke Cage. Me and my friend actually have had this argument quite a few times because he feels like Black Panther is like is almost like a fantasy character and like therefore not relatable. It's like like the way people talk about Superman. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him at all. But like, yeah, Luke Cage, I've always enjoyed it. I also love like, 70s era film, which he's definitely a byproduct of. So like all that blaxploitation stuff, like I do enjoy that stuff. So
the heron,
yeah, the Sweet Christmas. I eat all that stuff up. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think that's hilarious.
The prison population system, the daddy don't want him and he wasn't around.
Well, the TV show leaned into that a lot, like a very bit too much. But yeah, like all that stuff. I just think all that stuff. I mean, yeah, I think all that stuff is like hilarious, and like I just enjoy the schlockiness of it. I guess, like what I mean, like just the over the top nature of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The Wire or Breaking Bad?
Oh, you're not going to make Crown answer that question?
Oh no, I thought go ahead, Crown. She threw it to you like she didn't want to answer.
I was gonna answer, but
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and answer that question, and then I'll take turns and answer both questions. So go ahead, Troy. The Wire or Breaking Bad?
Well, that's an easy one for me. I have never seen Breaking Bad, so The Wire.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Crown. What you? Luke Cage or Black Panther?
I'm a Jala. I'm as Nana the Weird Spider. Crescent City Monsters. I'm One Nation. I personally and sincerely in my heart don't give a flying fuck about Marvel or DC. I'm all about Black Indie. So, because Marvel and DC ain't never did nothing for me, but Black Indie keeps me fed. Black Indie keeps me fed even when my unemployment doesn't come through. So, I'm always going to shout out to Block before I shout out the suburbs. So,
yeah. The honesty is beautiful. Okay, so to you, The Wire or Breaking Bad?
I've never seen 5 seconds of Breaking Bad, and I worshipped The Wire, worshipped Eyes. Rest in peace to my brother. I almost started crying, so yeah. So.
I hear you. No problem. All right, I'm gonna give y'all the next one. The Fresh Prince or Martin?
Oh,
I'm from Detroit.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's your final answer? Martin. That's your final answer?
Yeah,
That's
Martin.
Okay.
Martin. The Fresh Prince was like, I mean, don't let me stop acting fake. Let me stop.
I was gonna say, come on, like you can't act like that's not. Come on, that's both legendary stuff.
The Fresh Prince was life, but so was Martin. And both of them continuously on a weekly basis represented HBCUs every time I open my eyes. So I have deep and profound love for both of them, like sincerely, and the Fresh Prince always brought like the older celebrities, the super accomplished celebrities, and then Martin always brought the hip hop celebrities.
Yeah.
So it was both of them. You got the rich aspects of, so people who weren't privileged, they got to see how privileged people live. And then you got hood shit in the raggedy ass apartments. So people who were privileged got to see how the hood lived. So, I think it's both. I personally was obsessed with both of them. But I mean, because I'm from Detroit, I'm always gonna say Martin.
Of course. And Troy, are you on the same thing?
The whole time she's talking, I'm like bouncing back and forth. Damn, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Martin lately, actually. Like the last couple of months, actually, just kind of off and on. I've gained an appreciation for Martin. Like I used to watch it all the time as a kid, but like I like it's different when you're an adult and you're watching it now.
Certain things make sense now.
I mean, I don't even think they necessarily make sense, but I think also like from a creative perspective, you kind of like, okay, like this is definitely a broad humor. Like, this is not like, a sarcastic style of humor. Like, it's definitely a lot of physical comedy and there's probably a lot of cocaine involved. Like you can tell by watching it. But like at the same time, it's kind of impressive, especially when you like look at people like Tisha Campbell and like then you go watch School Days or something like that and you see that she has like a lot of range. And this was just one thing that she could do. Damn. I'm gonna say Martin because it had Brother Man, and on top of that, it had Tracy Morgan, which I feel, and I can't stop. I can never not laugh at Tracy Morgan. So there you go. I'm gonna go Martin.
Martin had 9 million characters though. Martin was such a flex. Martin was always promoting Black-owned businesses, Black art, Black music, Black everything. Always was bringing super known Black radio hosts on there. Like, I mean, Martin was so dope. Martin brought a whole bunch of Detroit people on the show. Like, it was just so necessary. And before Martin, Detroit wasn't represented on no damn television show, like of any kind. And really hasn't been too much since, right? So, shout out to Martin. I've always loved all the different aspects and things that Martin brought that a lot of people didn't give him credit for. They just only focus on the negative stuff.
Yeah, I think that was always my reservation going back to it because I know that my mom did not like Martin. My mom kind of always equated it to Step and Fetch It and stuff like that. My aunts loved it though. Wow. So
damn.
So yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's the way. That, I mean, it's depends on who you ask. But I also realized that long after that show gone off the air, like Martin has been quotable. Like even in just casual conversation, I ought to bust you in your head right now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you can just throw it out there in like a conversation, and like I would forget it was from Martin, and then I realized it like these last couple of months. I'm like, I got every half of the stuff I say to people is from Martin. So whatever.
You calling people the player from the Himalayas? That's you?
All of it.
Got it. Okay. All right, next one, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oof.
Neither.
She said neither. Okay. What about you, Troy?
God damn.
If I had to, I would say Star Wars though.
Okay.
Because I used to watch it when I was little.
All right, without getting into the ins and outs of this, because this can get into weeds,
I'll get
right?
into the politics of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like this can get into the weeds. I think, you know what? Actually, I'm going to change my answer. I think Star Trek is ultimately more beneficial for pop culture.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Why?
I think it's more beneficial for pop culture. I think that, look, I work in the comic industry. I go to cons. I engage with people online.
Look at Ben's face. Sorry.
I mean, I went to the Star Trek con.
It was sad. It was sad.
I don't know how that's beneficial to anything in 2021.
And don't be disrespectful. Don't
Let's
be
keep it
disrespectful.
real.
Like, I mean, it was a very,
It was a ghost town,
yeah, not well attended convention. It was a few years back,
and it was attended by the Dusties.
but I think I get what you're going at, Troy, about the. But go ahead, say what you need to say.
Well, Star Wars is like this monster, right? That I kind of feel is almost unattainable. Like, every now and then someone gets it right, but it's just this beast that kind of invites like a lot of joy, but also a lot of hostility. And I could be wrong about saying the Star Trek is the opposite of that, but I think that I look at what Gene Roddenberry was attempting to create and how people have tried to uphold that over the last like several decades.
Fam, they had Shorty stripping in the trailer, and when they announced the black captain, people went nuts. Like, yeah, like it sounds good, but like, nah.
Yeah.
There are missteps, but you can't deny the forward thinking of Gene Roddenberry. And like I think that's like the key thing. I mean, the first episode.
Have you read those early Star Trek strips? I can deny it.
This is Ben's job. He comes in here and then just destroys your life.
But I mean, like you look at the first episode, there's talking Swahili. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, come on, damn, dude. Like,
I mean, yeah.
There's a lot of thought that went into that. And like, look, we could always look at things from the lens of like, look at things like 50, 60 years from now and kind of go like, oh, this isn't up to par, but those things are the stepping stones to get us where we are so that we can, it's how we mark progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somebody gives a little inch, and then someone takes another inch, and someone takes another inch, and someone takes another inch. And then you look back and it's like you got a whole highway behind you,
Got it. Yeah. All right. Just a couple more. This is going to hurt your life, but comic books or hip hop, one gotta go. The entirety of everything.
You say comic books or what?
Hip hop.
Oh, jeez.
One gotta go.
Oh, comic books.
You have to pick one. Which one do you choose?
Comic books. Sorry to this man. Yeah, comic books. Sorry. Did I answer too quick?
No, that's fine. You are very definitive.
Should I played it off since I'm a founder of a Comic Con and like pretended that I was like debating?
No, it's fine.
I got a real ass nigga on here tonight. I'm sorry.
What about you, Troy?
I'm not doing it. No.
You have to. And if you want to live, you got to choose one. You got to choose one to erase.
I didn't know. Okay, you're Jigsaw in this scenario. Okay, I understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
That's awful.
They're gonna murder you in your sleep. You choose the wrong one. I'm joking.
Shit.
No matter what I choose, someone's gonna come for me on this one.
No.
God. I mean, comics have been good to me. I mean, I can't deny that. Like, you know, I'm not, they both have their moments where things are awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't understand this anymore. I quit. And I've quit both a couple of times, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm in comics,
Okay.
I'm not a rapper. So I
Yeah.
guess that's that's a saving. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that.
Okay, no problem. And it's okay. No one's gonna kill you. You're fine.
Yeah.
You will survive.
Oh, now you tell me.
Yeah. And for final question, if you could have any one superpower, what would it be?
Go ahead, Troy.
Why you always make me go first?
Cause you the black man, the black man of God, or whatever they say.
Oh, gee. You know what? These days, speed. Like that is the only thing that will save my life these days. Is like the ability to multitask effectively and to process information quicker and to be done sooner. So yeah, I'm gonna say speed.
Okay, we talking like Quicksilver or somebody else?
I mean, I guess the Flash, right? Because
Yeah.
the Flash has like, there's so many layers.
I mean,
to
timeline changing speed. Like,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, right. Like
First
if I
of the
screw
week.
like if I screw up on this interview, like I'll just, run backwards or something. I'll go back and change that part where I said fuck these kids. So there you go.
hilarious. All right, Crown, what's the one superpower you're gonna pick?
I would end white fragility, white tears, things of that nature. I'm laughing and I'm serious at the same time.
I know you're dead ass right now.
Yeah, sincerely, because like I had to deal with it today, so it was kind of a quick reminder. If I could have like some superpower that could just zap out white fragility, then the world would be a lot better place. A lot better place.
I hear you. All right. Well, that is the end of the BRAP, which means you have survived For All Nerds. Thank you again for coming through. Again, just one more time, let people know where they could find you and anything else you want to plug.
Yeah, you can find me at TJA Comics, pretty much with Twitter, Instagram, and my website is createtheculture.today.
There you go.
And MechaCon everywhere free with a login. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram. Might do an OnlyFans of a field board. I don't know. Heard unemployment ending soon, so I might get froggy. I don't know. But yeah, MechaCon, MECCACON. Also have a few comic books coming up that are centering on hip hop and jazz. Child friendly, super dope shit coming out with 133 Art. Nice. Also has some stuff that he don't want to talk about, which is super annoying, and we're working on some stuff with him again as well. So a lot of dope shit on the way. Not doing MechaCon this year. I'm happy to be on y'all large ass platforms so I can say it loudly because people keep inboxing me like Crown can't take a nap sometimes. Like I ain't throw a fire ass Comic-Con last year and I can't take a break this year. So no MechaCon this year, and we will be back next year. So thank y'all.
That's fine. It's still a pandemic. We get it.
All I'm saying, let a sister take a break a little bit. Let a sister take a break. Thank y'all so much for having us on this show. We appreciate it for real. Like not just saying that at the end of this show. Like we definitely appreciate this platform, just like all the other ones. So thank you so much for having us on here.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for coming through. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more For All Nerds.
I'm Professor Brandon Obunu.
This is Danny Lore. And this is Dita Ayala.
My name's Genevieve King.
This is Peter Ramsey.
This is Hiro Karangala.
This is Lexi Alexander.
This is Ato Asado.
And you are listening to...
I am listening to...
I'm listening to...
I like to listen to...
I'm listening to...
I'm listening to...
We are listening to...
For All Nerds. Thank you so much again to Crown and Troy Jeffrey Allen. Thank you again for blessing the world with the all caps MF Doom series. Always love when people put out
content of their love. Like it's always ends up being really good. So appreciate y'all for that.
Facts. And shout outs to anyone doing anything to represent MF Doom. You know, MF Doom forever, for real. Shout out to my brother, Bid Bin Klingon. You know, hope you're doing well. Hold your head up, bro. I know that, you know, that's family right there. That's HU, you know.
You know.
There we go. You know, respect. But now it's time for Big Respect is Automatic, and one of my favorite segments that we do every week on this show. And we got a returning champion to the segment that we like to call the Guac is Extra, the frequently asked questions, where we answer any and all questions. Really doesn't matter if they're geek related, as you will see today. Actually, I don't know what the question is.
Right.
I just know that it's a champion returning, and he got some good news for us. But if you have a question about anything, it don't matter, hit us up. Contact at ForAllNerds.com if you got one of them long-winded joints or need some privacy. Or, you know, if you need to explain yourself, because that's what I would do, because obviously I talk a lot and need to explain myself. Or you can hit us up on the Instagrams or the Twitters, the social medias, at ForAllNerds. With whatever you got, don't matter, geek-related or not, hit us up. We love to answer them. You know, if you feeling froggy, as Mecca Khan said, you know, shoot out there with some AKs and all that. If not, you know, just hit us with your question.
Right. Well, you know Maze is feeling froggy because he got
every
it.
week. Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah, Maze is Frogger? Frogger, that was that game, right? You don't remember Frogger? Frogger's too early? Wow.
Crossy World?
Yeah,
Frosty
Frogger. I
Road.
think that was the name of it, you know. Yeah. That's
All
really
right.
bad. My man's name was Frogger and he was a frog, right?
All right.
Nigga had nothing.
Okay, here is the question from, well, comments/questions from Maze. It starts, what's good, fam? Live from Twitter jail, 2 months and counting. Oh my God, you got put in chill jail, damn.
2 months, though?
Yo, that means he's never coming out. But
I
anyway.
caught one where I was there for like a day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If you're there for months, you're never coming out.
Yeah, it's tight, bro. You might as well
Or
start
you
another
refuse to
account.
delete the offending tweet. That's what that is.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. So live from Twitter jail, 2 months and counting. It's Maze, aka I said Jerome is in the house. Jerome is in the house.
Okay, I'm, you know, or it could be some drones in this house.
There's some drones in this house.
There's some
Yeah.
drones. That's what I would have gone with, but okay.
Yeah. Next one. Gandalf but black.
It should be Gandalf the Black, right? Yes.
I mean, sure.
But why not? Yeah,
Right.
okay.
AKA Barf Simpson.
That's ass. Keep moving.
AKA Yo Gamma.
That's not bad.
AKA Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
And AKA Hexual Chocolate. I like that. I really like that one, Maze. You've redeemed yourself over this year.
Yeah, Barf Simpson was ass, though. That's terrible. But Headshul Chocolate is pretty great. That's pretty great.
Yeah. But he never leads with the best one. He always
It's always
builds
a
up to
mess.
it.
You got to wade through the mess. All right.
All right, here it goes. I'm here with an update on Da Baby. So for those who don't know, Maze and his partner have been trying to have a baby, and he's been updating us as time goes on. But he has a new update. The transfer went smooth, and I'm here to tell you all, it's a boy.
Nice.
Yay! Congrats. Big shout out to my wife and mother to be for her endless love, and for my future son, Little Big Maze, aka the Womb Raider. Oh God, here we go again. He said, Little Maze, aka the Womb Raider, I love you more than life itself. See you in January. Oh, are you gonna have a Capricorn baby? I'm a Capricorn, January 14. All right.
Could be an
Okay.
Aquarius, you know, but, you know, we'll see.
Hey, man, Capricorn. Anyway,
All right.
we are super excited and are hopeful everything works out over the next 8 months so we can finally start our family. Lord knows we lost a few before getting to this point, so we are grateful and fortunate to be in this place. Absolutely Big ups, salutes, blessings to the both of you, to the three of you.
Yeah,
And
bless up.
we will be watching. Please keep us informed. And again, we're gonna send our prayers and love and energy and good vibes.
And names.
And names. We got a
Yes.
name. You have to. You have to let us name. Put at least a middle name. Like, come on.
Yeah,
You
something.
have to. Something. All right, switching gears. Huge shout out to y'all for views from the 616 podcast. It's so damn good. And that logo. Mwah. Thank you so much, Maze. Yes, it is. I'm currently
Shout out
finishing.
to Dr. Infinite Mind Warp for designing
Yo, thank
this. The one
you.
Theodore Jones, the legend himself.
With the black, the watcher. The watcher.
With
I
the
call him
black-
the watcher.
The Watcher. With the
Yeah.
Watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The Watcher. Not
Right?
the. Yeah, the Watcher.
I'm currently finishing the latest episode as we speak. I absolutely caught the feels when Sam took and wait, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't finished Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just y'all late, but just letting y'all know.
Yep.
I absolutely caught the feels when Sam took Isaiah to see the statue exhibit showing his place in history. I hope to see more of Isaiah and his grandson Elijah in Captain America 4. With that said, I wanted to finally get to my question. With Marvel slowly introducing members of the Young Avengers into the universe, would you rather see the team be formed in the format of a Disney Plus series or an MCU movie? And also, would you want them to insert Ironheart into that group? Okay, he's looking to see for his comics collection and get some references. I will say well, first of all, I absolutely want to see Riri. Like Riri is basically what I would think I would be if I was a comic book character.
Okay.
Ben, I mean, you are showing off the Young Avengers trade here.
Now,
What is this?
yeah, this is the actual
Compendium?
hardcover. Yeah, Karen Gillan and Jamie McKelvey. It's now actually back in print, so this is a comics you can cop because this one right here was out of print for a long time, and now it's back in print.
Right.
Which means Marvel is obviously doing something with it. I flip open the page to see your boy Kid Loki.
Kid Loki, yo. And
or that's
what
teenage Loki actually by that point.
what are the names of who is all in the Young Avengers? At least on the cover.
On the cover we have Hulkling,
Mhm.
Wiccan, who we know from
Wanda's
Wanda.
Vision.
Marvel Boy right here, who has not yet appeared. We have Miss America Chavez, who will soon be seen in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
We
Hawkeye's
have
daughter.
Kate Bishop, who will soon be seen in Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Prodigy, who is a young mutant who hasn't, obviously the mutants haven't shown up. I think he might have been in The Gifted or one of those series. Don't quote me on
one
that.
of those kind of off-brand series over there.
Yeah, don't quote me on that, but they'll probably bring Prodigy back around, and also Kid Loki and
Right.
Speed.
Right.
That we Speed and Wiccan, who we've seen in WandaVision.
Would you rather see the team formed in the format of a series, a Disney Plus series, or a movie? You know, now that we've had 2 shows thus far, I really like the series format because it gives them more space to, and not that it always happens, but it gives them the more space to flesh out these characters. That would also potentially lengthen the amount of time before you see them in a movie, just because if they're not gonna do it for each and every person, but they're gonna have to do it in groups at least. Or maybe they have one like teenage focused show where it's about all of them, and then we get to see all the different trials and tribulations, like a Degrassi, but for Young Avengers. So I would personally rather see it in at least the introduction in a series.
Me too. Well, we're already going to get Miss Marvel and Ironheart in their own series.
Right.
Off the break.
Okay, so then kind of the decision has been made for us almost.
Yeah, the decision's been made for us in that way.
We met Wiccan, at least Kid Wiccan. So
We've already met, and we're meeting pretty much all of the ones I listed by the end of this year or within the next year. And then Miss Marvel and Ironheart. Miss Marvel's this year. Ironheart's next year, I think. So it's gonna, be up on us pretty quickly. And I'm with it either way. Like I say, this Young Avengers is one of my all-time top 10 comic books that I've read. It made me the fan of Kieran and Jamie that I am today. And it's just, it changed my life really in a lot of ways. This book is fucking incredible. You know what I mean? It's really
and I love
good.
the art. Love
Jamie,
the art.
this was like his formative. This is why Kieran did this book, so he could make Jamie a superstar. It really let Jamie just shine and show off what he could do. And so, just come on, fam.
Like that's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's like any page you open to, you know. So
yeah, but that's when you know you're fired. Like it don't matter what page you open to, what panels you see.
Right.
It's like all amazing.
Yeah. So I don't care how, you know, like this woman, Miss America Chavez, is one of my favorite comic book characters. You know, like she is just amazing. Kid Loki, I'm praying. I don't even have to pray. I know that we're gonna see him, you know, the kid version of him at some point in the Loki series. So.
Oh yeah, because it's a variant. So
yeah, and so you're gonna see the kid because they've already shown that they have the female version of Loki, and so they're gonna do the. I know it. You know, this is like the kid Loki has had so many ill adventures in the comics in the last 10, 15 years that there's no way to ignore it or not just mine it for good stuff. So yeah, I'm not worried, man. How you know, like I trust them, and to me right now, it's better with the series. Like you say, like I'm much happier that we saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier than a movie. Like now, like the Black Widow movie to me is kind of like, even the Eternals movie, it's like, or Luke or Shang-Chi, because like I'm more interested in the next series. So I'm like, oh, Loki, that's gonna be 6 joints, you know, at least like I get hours with Loki, you know what I mean? That I can watch at home right now, rewind, watch again.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's different now.
Shit is different now because of the pandemic, and also because like I'm also curious, like, you know, when things do really start opening up, like 2022, 2023, how is that going to affect shit again? Like, are they going to stop doing this where they release everything simultaneously online and it's going to go back to just theater releases? Like, or are they going to stick with it? Because my thing is, wouldn't that be a mistake if they decide to like go back to the old days, how shit used to be?
I mean, I feel like they're gonna go back to movies, you know, being in theaters. But Disney,
but nobody only in theaters, like, and not bringing it out, like, you know, like right now it's it's simultaneous.
I think they'll try and avoid that.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll try and go back to the old way. They'll try. Now it just depends if people accept that or people are like, nah, I'll cut HBO Max if you don't give me a movie a month. You know what I mean? That's what, you know, because they got to have something, because that's what they got right now. That movie a month keeps you on that HBO Max. You know what I mean?
And HBO Max is a very good service right now.
Right now.
Very good service right now.
Yeah, but if they don't have that movie a month, because the rest of their shit is fire too.
Yeah,
but
and
that
Disney
movie
Plus
a month
obviously
keeps you around.
too. But
Disney Plus, you know, they know Bad Batch now, bitches. You know, like
they got the content.
Let me keep that foot on your neck. You know, like. But HBO is that movie a month right now, so until they get this. But they about to roll out, you know, they got Peacemaker, the series, coming off of Suicide Squad. Yeah, and then they just said they announced a Gotham series coming off of the new Batman movie.
Oh, shit, wow.
Yeah, so they already, you know what I mean, they working it. They know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't sleep on it, you know, like they got that Snyder-ish out their system and they good now. Sorry, Maze, I know that's your boy, but...
All right.
Yeah, don't restore. Keep it moving.
Hilarious. All right. Well, we're keeping it short and sweet on the guac this week.
That was short and sweet. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you to everyone again who participates in the guac. Please, we want more questions every week. Let us know. Hit us up, as Ben Amin said, on our socials at ForAllNerds. You will see the guac posts go up, and that's when we want your questions. Also, if you are on patreon.com/ForAllNerds. No matter what tier you're on, you get guaranteed guac questions. And as Benjamin also said earlier, if you want some privacy or you just got a long ass question or whatever it is, just email us contact@forallnerds.com.
And thank you once again, Maze, and congratulations, my brother. You know, salutes. Can't wait to hear more on that. And, you know, I don't think we got much more else this episode. I've already shouted out a comic you can cop, you know, Young Avengers right here. You know, make sure you're watching us on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds so you can see our beautiful smiling faces every Monday and every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, but we might adjust that 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Maybe, yeah.
4 p.m. 5.
Some form of CP time.
Plead the fifth.